Hey, what's up? So, I'm starting a new vlog. I was just gonna continue the one I was doing last weekend, but I felt like that had a good amount of footage, so I'm just gonna start a new one and continue reading what I kind of started last weekend, but not really. It was like earlier this week, whatever. Anyways, it's Wednesday, February 17th, 4:18 p.m. For some strange reason I have today off. Also, it's Ash Wednesday. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyways, yes, so reading. What I'm gonna be reading in this vlog, A Vow, So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer, the last book in the Cursebreakers trilogy. Yes, so I am currently, I'm not far into it. I'm on page 21, on chapter 5, which is in Harper's POV. So far I'm just like getting back into the world and into the story, because a lot has gone down in the last book. A lot has gone down. Friendships, relationships are not in the best points right now. There are secrets being kept. There's a lot going on. So I'm getting back into the world. I'm getting back into these characters and just remembering the things that happened in the last book. I'm super excited to like fully get invested into this world again. So there's that. Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading in a little bit, pretty soonish. I'm gonna listen. Lately, live reading sprints is what has been helping me so much to read. So I'm gonna be looking up a live reading sprint to see if there's one going on, and so I could read during that. Honestly, if you haven't like watched a live reading sprint and you're having like a little bit of like a reading slump or whatever, or just having trouble focusing on reading, try one. Just look it up on YouTube. Live reading sprints, and you could put a filter to like today and see like what's available. You could even watch one that has already ended and just like watch it back. So yeah, so those are my plans for this reading vlog. I have no idea how long this reading vlog is gonna be, so just keep on watching and see how far I get into this. And so that's all I have for right now, and I'll talk to you guys again later once I've actually done some reading. So, ignore that sound. I don't know what that is. But it is Thursday, February 18th, 5:44 p.m. And I would have been home earlier, but I had to stay at work later. Sorry for my life. We were closing early because of the snow, but I was supposed to get out at 3. But it made no sense for the cashiers that were supposed to come at 3 to work for an hour, so I just had to stay the extra hour and a half to like for closing or whatever. So last night I did read some of A Vow, So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer. I am now on page 87, chapter 11, and I've gotten points of view from both the Emberful side and the Sly Shallow side. And honestly, both relationships, I think they're cute. Harper and Ren are going through some difficulties just because of some of the decisions that he made in book 2. and her not understanding why he made those decisions. She did find out now what pushed him to do those things, and she does now understand why he had to make certain choices, and she does know that he wasn't happy to do that, that it hurt him to do that, and that, you know, the situation they're in is not the best. So like, okay, so things are looking okay for now for them. In slight shallow, certain things have happened, and I'm interested to see like how Liamara is gonna be doing as a queen, and how that's gonna go down. The whole situation with Gray and Ren and just all of it. I'm interested to see how it's all gonna play out, and I do hope there's a happily ever after at the end, because I don't want any of these people to be at odds with each other, because Gray and Ren have such a great friendship, and I don't want that to like be for nothing at the end. And then Harper and Ren as well. I just want everything to be all right at the end. That's all I want. Is it realistic? Maybe not, but that's what I want. So yeah, so I'm gonna be reading a little bit later. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat lunch, dinner, because I only took a snack to work because I was only supposed to be there for 5 hours, not 6.5. So I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat, and I'll hop into this a little bit later, and I'll keep you guys updated on what I think about it. Hey, so it is Friday, February 19th. It's 4:51 p.m. and if I was to build exactly, I'm on page 146. I'm on chapter 17, which is going to be a run chapter. I have three main things I want to say about what the last 50 pages. One, okay, another attack has happened, and I'm trying. There's something going on. I feel like there's people that shouldn't be trusted. I think there's some like inside jobs going down, if that makes sense. I'm trying to say this without spoiling anything. So that's the first thing. I think there's some inside jobs going down. The second thing is, why are Gray and Liamara so dang cute? Like the scenes I just read with them, I'm just like, they're so cute, and the things that they say to each other, I just can't. So freaking cute. Love it. And then what I also love is Gray and Jake's friendship. Like, something happened, and Jake is like teasing Gray, and I love it. It's so freaking funny. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far, like having so many feels. I'm not annotating it that much, I don't think, but yeah, having all the feels. Really funny scenes, really cute and adorable scenes, some scenes where I'm just like annoyed, So there's everything here. So yeah, that's all I really have to say for now. I'm gonna take a break from reading for a little bit, and then I'll update you guys again later once I've done some more reading. Okay, so it is 11:43 p.m. still on Friday, February 19th. 19th, yes. And if House of Bold and Deadly, I'm on page 221. I'm about to start chapter 24, is a Ren chapter, and I just want to talk about how okay, so this alternates perspectives, and like we get a few chapters from Gray and Liamara, and then we get a few chapters from Harper and Ren, and it goes back and forth like that. So like these little chunks of like, so okay, there's like 5, 7 to 8 chapters on like one couple, on like Liamara and Gray, and then the next section, like 5, 7, 8 chapters, is from Harper and Gray's perspective. And the last chunk of Liamara and Gray, they had a moment together, let's just say that. And then I'm currently reading the section from from Ren and Liamara, and they had a very similar moment. And what I mean by that, it's not just like what act they did, but it happened in the same manner. Try not to spoil anything, but yeah, like how the events that led to the deed that they did, both couples, it happened very similarly, and I'm just like, that's interesting. I just found that interesting, just because obviously Ren and Gray are at odds with each other. They're practically starting a war with each other, and I don't know, I just found it interesting that those two scenes were so similar to each other. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I just found it really interesting that they were so freaking similar. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say for right. I'm getting really tired to be honest, reading. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep on reading, but I'll let you guys know what happens. So I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. It is now 12:36 a.m. It's now technically Saturday, February 20th, and I'm on page 249, chapter 29, about to start a Gray chapter. Not right now. I'm done reading for tonight, and oh my god, so much happened, like so much. There's so many names. Harper and Ren had a cute moment, and then Lilith had to come and ruin everything. Why? So much went down, so many people died, so many. Oh god, like at one point I was just like, what am I reading? What is happening? Yo, I can't. Harper has made a decision, and I'm like, yes girl, go do that. Again, I'm trying to say things without spoiling anything, but again, there's like spoilers for the first 2 books, kind of, because it's the 3rd book. Like, come on guys. Anyways, can you hear the garbage truck? So loud. So yeah, I think I'm done for tonight. Hopefully I could finish this later today, because technically it's already Saturday. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys again in the morning. Hey, so I haven't done a speaking update today yet. It's Saturday, February 20th, 7:01 p.m. And I've just been sitting here doing reading sprints, reading. I only have 60 pages left. I'm on page 346. I'm on chapter 41, a Ren chapter. So much has happened and I still don't know where this is gonna go, and how it's going to end, and just like all these friendships and relationships are currently broken. I don't know how they're gonna be fixed. I don't know how they're gonna defeat the big bad. But I'm intrigued to see how this is all, like it keeps saying how this is all gonna wrap up. Yeah, that's really all I have to say, because you know it's spoiler free. About have 60 pages left. I'm taking a bit of a break so my eyes can like readjust, and then I'm gonna hop back into this and finally finish it. So I'll talk to you guys again once I've actually finished the book. Hey, so still Saturday. It's 8:54 p.m. and I finished A Vows of Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer, the last book in the Cursebreakers trilogy, and I gave it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed its conclusion to this trilogy. I do like how it all wrapped up. I liked how where most of the characters are at the end. There was one thing that was resolved kind of quickly, but there's other things that are still need to be resolved, and we don't know how that gets resolved by the end of this, which makes sense because these two places were at war with each other, and then there's also a lot of like other places nearby that aren't happy with certain things that were going on in these kingdoms, so they have to deal with the actions of these other places of what they're doing. Yeah, so I annotated this a good amount. There were so many like funny things, and oh, I do want to mention how I sometimes forget that Harper is from like our world. Like she's from Washington DC, so she knows modern things, and then like in Emberfall and So Shallow, they don't know these things, so sometimes when she mentions something they're like, what are you talking about, which makes it funny. But yeah, that was a really good conclusion, and I especially like this one thing that happened that I can't say because spoilers. That was really cute, and yeah, so I think that's all I'm gonna say about this for now. But if you want to know some of my spoilery thoughts, I'm going to film a clip after this. I'm gonna film on a different day because I don't want to film that right now, but I'm gonna film a little clip that's gonna play right after this, just talking about some of the things that I wanted to mention in this video but couldn't because there were spoilers. So the next section you're gonna see right after this clip is gonna be a spoilery section. If you don't want to see that though, just click out of the video, just click out of the video now and don't watch the rest, because the rest is going to be spoilery. So yeah, so to those of you who don't want to see the spoilery section, I'll see you guys in the next video, and for the people who do want to see the spoiler section, I'll see you whenever I film that, so in the next clip. Okay, so it's days later, Friday, February 26th. It's almost 2 p.m. But I'm finally doing the spoiler section of this vlog. I honestly just kept forgetting to do it throughout the week. Really only 4 things I'm gonna focus on in this spoiler section. Okay, I'll start off with this. I'll do in the order that I wrote it down. So first, I spoke about this earlier about how, without spoilers obviously, how there was similarities in these two scenes. So one scene being with Harper and Ren, and the other being with Liamara and Gray. So basically, it's the first time that for both couples, the first time that they are together. Let's just say that. And I found it so interesting that both of those scenes were so similar. Gray and Liamara's scene happened first, and then later on it was Ren and Harper. But basically, in both scenes, something happened like prior, something dramatic, and then the guy in this situation, Ren and Gray, ends up in either Liamara and Harper's room, and they're like protecting them, whatever, or like comforting them. And then in both situations, they have dinner in Liamara or Harper's room. And then one thing leads to another. They both end up sleeping with each other, like both couples. Separate, obviously. But what I found interesting is one, with Gray and Liamara, he says, "You have to forgive my inexperience." And she's like, "You'll have to forgive mine." And later on, he's like, "Surely we can figure it out." And then with Harper and Ren is like, "It has been a very long time." And then he says, "Let's see how much I remember." Those aren't really that similar but they're not the same, but they're similar in a way, because obviously they can be different because both men have different experiences in that department. But I still felt like they were like pretty similar in what like they were talking about. And then, but the most interesting part that was super similar was for Gray, it was like the next morning, and he's in the bed with Liamara. All these names are confusing, and he's thinking to himself, he's like, "I am torn between wanting to stay by her side until the end of time and wanting to find every single person who would dare wish her harm so I can put a blade through them myself." And then what Ren says is, "I want to wrap myself around her and never let go. I want to bury a sword in the chest of anyone who dare to hurt her." I'm like, that's so similar, like their thoughts like after the fact. So I found this so interesting that they pretty much said the same thing in different words about like the person that they're with. Yeah, and I'll talk real quick about after. Where the freak is it? Okay, I found it. So the next day, after Gray leaves Liamara's room, Jake meets up with him, and like he knows what happened, and he's like making fun of him, and I found it so funny. He's like, his eyes widen and he straightens when he sees me. "I'm not sure what about my appearance is telling, but he hooks a thumb in his sword belt and smiles. 'Well, hi, Gray,' he says too casually. 'Nice night.'" And then later on, he's like, Jake says, "You do realize you're blushing?" And then Gray's like, "I'm not, at least I hope I'm not." And then Jake is like, "You must be exhausted," he continues, "after standing guard." I just find it so funny that Jake is just making fun of him. Well, not making fun, but like teasing him. But yeah, that was like so like those two scenes being so similar, I'm not 100% sure what the symbolism is there, but in my mind I'm like, maybe it's just like to show like how similar these two brothers are and how like they need to talk to each other and resolve their issues because they're brothers and like they're so similar. Like they've like, that was such a, and like just the way that they both think the same about the person they're with. But yeah. Okay, the next note I have is, Nola Veron annoys me. She undermines Leomara so much, and it annoys me so much because I'm just like, listen, you're not the queen, Leomara is. You can't like be telling the guards and like not confusing them, but like hesitating to follow Leomara's orders and them following her order, Nola Veron's orders, because you're not the queen. So like, stop. I also think that the whole Lilith situation, the enchantress, she was killed off too quickly. Like, we're pretty much the entire series we're leading up to like finally like getting rid of this villain, and like finally winning over her, and that scene was pretty quickly. Yeah, there wasn't much like of a struggle. I feel like there was a bit of a struggle, but not as much as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I guess that they killed her off way too quickly. And the last thing I have is something. It's a funny scene towards the end. Okay, so like earlier on the book, Leomara, when she says bye to Gray, when he's about to leave to go to Emberfold with Harper to try and see if they can save Ren, she throws up. And she thinks, and like the reader thinks, that she's just like really nervous about what's going to happen next, that she just throws up. But then the entire time, like after, when she's going to Emberfold, Leomara, she doesn't feel like eating. And Noah, who is Jake's boyfriend, and Noah's a doctor, he keeps telling Leomara that she has to eat and stuff, and she's just saying like it doesn't, like food isn't like sitting well with her. And then like later on, when she finds Gray again, she's like very excited that she found him again. But then I'll read what it says. She first says, I want to hear his heartbeat and feel his breath and sleep for 1,000 days at his side. Instead, my stomach twists and I jerk back, slapping a hand over my mouth. Leomara, he says, alarmed. I inhale to answer to tell him I'm fine. Instead, I throw up all over his boots. I'm sorry, I gasp, mortified. I'm sorry, I've been sick with worry. And that's when I was like, she pregnant. Because then everything else that happened prior, her throwing up when Gray left, everything that Noah was telling her, I'm like, she's pregnant. And then it says, I'm sorry, I guess. Oh wait, no, I already said it. And then to my horror, I do it again. Noah, Gray calls, and there's worry in his voice. His hands hold back my hair. Oh yeah, says Noah, and his voice isn't concerned at all. If anything, he sounds amused about that. So I just found that funny. Like, they're so worried about like Leomara throwing up, and they're like, oh, what's wrong with her? And it's just, she's pregnant. And yeah, and like it's confirmed like later on in the book that she is pregnant. I just found that funny. But yeah, this clip is already 12 minutes long. That's all I have for the spoiler section. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stayed this far into the video, I feel like this video is gonna be pretty long. And please let me know if you have read this series and what you thought about it. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys here next time on Yari Hearts Books. Bye.